This is Devi from Little Hearts Publications, and I am going to continue the topic from lesson 1, living things grow, breathe and respond. The next topic we are going to discuss is respiration in living things. Okay. Living things take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide, okay, while breathing. This process of taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide is known as respiration. Okay. Living things take, we'll write living things take in oxygen O2 and give out carbon dioxide CO2. This process is known as respiration. Process known as respiration. Okay. So, different living things breathe through different organs, or they respire through different organs. So, living things need energy to perform various activities. So, to perform various activities, living things need energy. Living things need energy. Okay. So, where does these living things get this energy from? We'll discuss now. Okay. So, this energy is produced when small molecules of food is burnt. Okay. When food is burnt, okay, when food is burnt in the presence of oxygen. When is oxygen present in our body? When we respire, isn't it? So, when food is burnt in our cells, okay, in our body cells, in the presence of oxygen, what is produced? Energy is produced. So, along with the energy, carbon dioxide and water is also given out as the process. Plus carbon dioxide plus water is released. Okay. So we'll discuss now what is respiration. So, respiration is energy releasing process. What is respiration? Respiration is energy releasing process. Okay. So, during the respiration, the food is burnt in the cells in the presence of oxygen and energy is released. Along with the energy, it gives out carbon dioxide and water. Okay. So, this occurs in every living thing, okay, in the body of the cells. Okay. Next, we are going to discuss the topic respiration in plants. Okay, respiration in plants. Okay, plants breathe through small tiny structures or tiny pores. They are called as stomata. Okay, plants breathe through tiny pores. Where are these tiny pores present? These tiny pores are present under the leaves. Under the leaves. For example, look at this diagram. This is a leaf. We can see the leaf upper and lower part, but this lower part consists of a small tiny cells, tiny structures. Okay, it resembles in this way. Okay, these are called as stomata. Okay, when stomata are open, it is like this, and when it is closed, it resembles like this. Okay, so this is the stomata. This helps the plants to take in carbon dioxide and release the oxygen. Okay, now there is a small activity which is given in your textbook. Let's discuss the activity now. Okay, so this activity is tells us regarding the respiration in plants. So now take 2 glass jars. Okay, take 2 glass jars. This is glass jar A and glass jar B. So, in this glass jar, we are taking some cotton. What is it? Cotton. And in this, we are going to take wool. Okay, this is cotton and this is wool. So, both the jars are filled with water to a same level of water. Okay, same level of water. So, in these glass jars, we are going to place some sprouts, means germinating seeds. Okay, germinating seeds. These are germinating seeds. Germinating seeds. In this glass jar, we have placed some germinating seeds, and in this glass jar, we have placed some seeds which are boiled. Germinating seeds only, but these are boiled seeds. Okay? These are boiled seeds. Now, let's close both the jars. With a lid. Okay, close both the jars with the lids. Now, wait till 3 days or let it be for 3 days. So, after 3 days, we have to take out the lids of both the jars, and we should add lime water. Okay, we'll take one more, again 2 more jars here. Same jars without lids. Okay. Okay. So, here okay, we added some lime water. Okay, lime water to both the jars. After adding lime water to both the jars, the water in jar A turned to milky lime water. turn to milky lime water. Okay, and the jar B remained the same or no change. So these are germinating seeds and these are boiled seeds. Okay, boiled seeds. So why did this jar A turned lime water into milky lime water, and why is it no change in this? As these germinating seeds are live, they release some carbon dioxide. Okay, they release some carbon dioxide. So lime water plus carbon dioxide gives milky lime water, and here as these seeds are dead or no process or germination is taking place in this further, this lime water remains the same. From this we can understand that the germinating seeds still respire, means respiration still occurs. Respiration still occurs in the jar A. Okay, so the germinating seeds turned into milky lime water. Okay, we'll go to the next topic, that is respiration in animals and human beings. Respiration in animals and human beings. Okay, so how does respiration takes place in animals and human beings? Most of the animals and human beings respire through lungs. Okay, human beings and animals, most of the animals respire through lungs. Okay, respire through lungs. Okay, so if you say animals, what all the animals come under this? Amphibians, reptiles, then still birds. Okay, most of these animals respire through lungs. Okay, and these lungs are elastic and spongy. Elastic and spongy. They contract and relax, or they bulge and what we say? Okay, contraction and relaxation takes place. Okay, so how does these animals or human beings take oxygen or get oxygen through lungs? So the blood in the lungs take oxygen which is mixed in the air. So when right here, absorb. Okay, human beings through the nose they absorb the air and they collect oxygen. Okay, oxygen from the air, and this is taken to every part of the body or cell. Okay, it is distributed to all parts of the body. All parts of the body. Okay, so water animals breathe through gills. Some water animals like mammals, they breathe through lungs as we breathe. Okay, and we'll discuss about the water animals. For example, if you take fish, how does a fish breathe? Fish breathe through gills. Fish breathe through gills. So, how does the fish breathe through gills? What does it take? It takes oxygen. From where does this fish take oxygen? They take oxygen which is dissolved in water. Which is dissolved in water. So, these gills, when this water flows through the gills absorb the water and sends the carbon dioxide again with the gills itself. Okay. And okay, we'll discuss one more water animal, that is frog. So, frogs. Where does frogs live? Frogs live both on land and in water. So, what are the organs which help these frogs to breathe? So, when frogs are in water, skin helps to respire. Skin helps to respire or breathe. And when it is on land, lungs help to breathe. Okay. We'll take one more. Now we discussed water animal and this is an amphibian. When we come to an insect like earthworm. So, earthworm is a small creature. It is not that much developed as the other animals. So, this earthworm breathe or take in oxygen with the help of its skin. Okay, and this earthworm, how does it breathe? Mostly you know that earthworms live in the soil. So, earthworms take or absorb the air which is mixed in the soil. Okay, and the next one, cockroach. Cockroach is an insect. So, cockroaches breathe through small openings called spiracles. Spiracles help cockroaches to breathe. Okay, and we'll discuss another example, mosquitoes. So, most of the mosquitoes, they stay or mostly they breed in a stagnant water. So, the small baby mosquitoes, when they are in the water, how does these mosquitoes breathe? So, they breathe through a special parts called air tubes. Okay, air tubes help to breathe. Okay, this is all about respiration in animals. So, there are few more exercises which are in the page number 12 and 13 in your textbook. Please do that, and worksheet will be sent through WhatsApp. Thank you.